might be watching. We just jumped right in and jumped live right away. Doesn't mean that I am in any way actually ready for this shit. It's fine.
It'll be fine.
It will. As I break all of you.
Oh, wait, never mind. I should probably keep it clean for the stream.
I was gonna say something, and I'm like, no. We said keep it clean. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to put all my Humblewood NPCs in one spot. Ugh.
No, that's not gonna happen.
It's just taking a while. How is everyone while we wait for everyone else to show up?
Yeah, that. I'm fine.
Found out right before we were gonna play that my other friend group is watching Pirates of the Caribbean together, so I'm having to skip on that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I would have felt bad if I skipped out tonight, so.
I'm sorry. And we got the peoples.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
What's up? What's up?
I did a lot of freaking cleaning, bro.
Yay!
Took me a second to get in because I was trying to finish up what I had started, and there was a lot.
Never ends.
Never ends. Literally. Are we streaming it?
We are streaming. We are live.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Anyone who is watching, hello. Welcome to our nonsense. I am Sarah. I am the DM for the evening, as I have been for a while, here with all of my friends.
Hello, new friends.
I hope we are all set for some super fun craziness as I turn down this music that I have playing way too loud in the background. Anyone have any announcements?
You're beautiful. And that's it.
Okay. Anybody else have any announcements? Okay. Only announcements I really have is our D&D schedule with this group is pretty much back to its normal schedule-ish, other than the fact that this week was supposed to be Pandora, but shit happens, and that's okay. We gonna try again next week. We're gonna try again and see if it works. But yeah, we have so many games. Basically, just turn to page 394 on Twitch. Follow MNChief_ on Twitch. And follow here, Aki Obsession, on Twitch. And Ryan the Enchanter on Twitch. Oh my god, there's so many. So many. And we play scatteredly on each of these channels. I know Hannah and Alice here are working on putting together a Winx Club campaign that we'll be playing, I believe, on Hannah's Twitch when you guys start doing whenever you are ready for the Winx, or is that going on Turn to Page?
I think that'll. I don't know. I'm not in charge of
think
the
that said
computer
Hannah.
stuff.
I don't remember volunteering my Twitch for this.
Yeah, I
I
don't
did
think
it for the
was.
one shot.
Yeah.
That
okay.
was it. The one shot was it, and I'm pretty sure Hannah was putting
I think
together
Hannah
a
said she
Twitch.
was just gonna. I think Hannah said she was just gonna record the episodes from Zoom.
Because I know
and
that
post
she
them to
has.
YouTube.
She has a YouTube channel that she's going to be putting them up on.
Gotcha.
I don't know if she was going to be doing any Twitch stuff. We haven't talked about that.
Okay, in that case, it'll be up on YouTube when that goes and starts. It hasn't started yet.
It hasn't started yet, but sometime between February, maybe March, if we get a atomic bomb in our lives. So.
Don't tempt fate.
Don't
It's always possible.
It's always possible.
Anyone else have any announcements they want to throw out there real quick? Okay. In that case, does anyone want to try and recap for inspiration?
Legitimately trying to remember.
Yeah.
That's fine. I can do the recap if you'd like.
My perception of time is so poor. I feel like I know what happened last time, but like I don't have any clear. It was mostly further detective work in the crime scene, healing up the dude that was dead but not dead, and then talking to this lady who was involved but not trying to get involved. Everyone was in different places talking to different people doing different things at the same time. But it was mostly revolving around the dead dude that's not dead. Plus the other guy that tried to kill the dead but not dead guy. And now he's in a questionable state of consciousness, possibly taking serious drugs. Yeah, that's my attempt.
Relatively accurate. I'll give you that. Sure. Let's go with that.
Okay.
So
you have the details.
You all went to, you all decided to join Speaker Conrad for dinner in the evening at his original invitation that was rescinded and then questioned and then returned. And upon arriving at his home, you find not Speaker Conrad, but Sergeant Alden, which was unusual. He kind of stopped you at the door, said, "Oh, I don't know, he's probably in his office. I'm going to go grab a few things and I'll be back," and disappeared upstairs, where in your rightfully suspicious attitude, you followed him to find him stabbing Conrad in the closet. Quickly jumping into action, you decided to try and stop this individual. And successfully did so, saving Speaker Conrad in the process, though it was a very close one, and learning that it was not in fact Sergeant Alden after all, but merely an individual disguised as Sergeant Alden. You tried to speak with the speaker, received Speaker Avery from her tower and brought her over to try and see what could be learned in the situation, possibly as backup, but that ended up not being necessary, where she sent for the local Crown's Guard, the Perch Guard as they are called, and they carted off the individual that had blue powder all over his face for some strange reason. Covering his beak. We can possibly...
I don't know what you're talking about.
No war crimes committed here. And
Maybe
dragged
he
him
should have
off.
tried to kill a politician.
Yeah, pretty much. And dragged him off to jail. Leaving Gwen putting a runic symbol on the door. And the rest of you group heading where exactly as you're heading out of
Thing-
this tower?
Zenzi suggested going to Alden's place.
Yes,
Got the address
that
from-
is correct. I had couldn't remember exactly where you were headed. You were able to get directions to where Alden's, the actual Alden's, home was, which is not up here in the boughs in the super bougie bird folk community. It's much more.
Sergeant.
It
If he was
is-
not up here as a sergeant, people would be very confused.
It is much more humble as you approach the outside of the door. He's definitely just gathering, looking around this particular part of the neighborhood. First off, it does seem like it's pretty empty. It's just looking at it now, it's probably usually empty, as you know that he works more as a scout outside the city rather than inside. He just has a place to put his stuff when he does come back into the city, basically. And it's just a center of a city, small little apartment from what it looks like on the outside. Did everyone go?
I believe so.
Other than
except for,
Gwen.
yeah, except for Gwen, who was still busy casting that long ass spell. I believe everyone else went.
Better to be safe than sorry, dear. A stitch in time saves 9. Blobbity blobbity. I'll be
For
there
this-
in an hour.
For the sake of roleplay, we will say that Rivia, upon noticing that Gwen is still writing on the door, has chosen to linger behind outside of Speaker Conrad's home and is just waiting for her to be done and keeping an eye out back at the house. As for the rest of you, you are now approached the dark outer door of Sergeant Alden's apartment. What would you like to do?
Put my ear to the door and listen to see if anyone is inside. Or if I can hear anything.
Make a perception check.
Alrighty. Okay, +4. 15.
15?
Yes.
You press your ear to the door, close your eyes, and take a moment to really try and listen. You don't hear anything.
Okay. I'm gonna check the handle, see if it's locked.
You check the handle, and it is indeed locked.
Well, looks like we're locked here. Anybody care to do the honors, or
I'd like to try to
Fine.
kick the door down.
Make an
I
attack
step
roll.
aside?
Does anyone want to? Boom! Here comes the squirrel. With advantage because it's a fucking door and you are you are in fact town's guard.
That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20? Oh, yeah. You really, Shari, you turn around, you're like, does anyone have, oh god, and take 2 steps back as you watch, boom! Full on kick, the latch shatters, and the door slams open. You hear it whack against the wall and bounce back ever so slightly, revealing the sparse, humble, pretty bare interior of Sergeant Alden's apartment.
Listen, thieves' tools are bullshit.
Okay, that works.
I use thieves'
Oh.
tools when you can use your feet.
Great advice. I'm
Sad.
gonna grab the
deep
lock and
noises.
try and cast mending on it, just as whoever's doing whatever anymore.
You have to
Okay.
go and get a couple pieces that ting 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 off and bring it back for it to fit into the proper place when you press mending.
Will do.
Bad bandit noises. It's fine. We got in. That's the important part.
I would like to enter and just start searching for anything that would look like a communication device.
Anybody who wants to join in the search can roll an investigation check.
I will after I do mending.
Rolled a natural one.
Oh no!
I put all my energy into kicking that door down.
You got a dirty
caught up and
20?
Feeling proud of herself for that. And she's like, oh, what are you looking for again?
She's 2 foot. Her strength is only 10. She's easily blown over by a gust of wind. She's surprised at herself for kicking in a fucking door.
You go, girl.
What did everyone else roll?
I got 18.
18,
22.
22,
Dirty 20.
dirty 20. All right. You all start slowly entering the room. Gwen or Showery, you actually stop to try and fix the door, and Zinzi's, as you kind of like after you and start to turn into this apartment, you hear, "Excuse me," from behind you.
I turn around and look.
There is an older, friendly looking, but much older looking chipmunk who is staring at you aghast as you just busted down the door with no, like, this is obviously one of Sergeant Alden's neighbors, and this is why you rolled a natural one, because the moment you try to go inside, she stops you like, "What do you think you're doing?"
Sounds good, business ma'am. And I tap my badge.
Come here.
And then I turn to go in and I'm like, wait, what was I supposed to look for again?
You discovered something. The nosy neighbor.
As you walk into this interior, you are able to find some lanterns, some candles to help light it up a bit as you start to walk through. You see...
Yeah, flashlights.
Oh, that's right. You do also have your flashlights if you'd rather use those. It is... barren is not the word I would use. It's cozy in here. It's very much the home of someone who has his comforts, lives well within his means, which aren't terribly much. You do see some, as you walk in, you find a desk that is covered in small papers and notes that seem to be coded based on, what he does for a living. That makes sense. There are some bookcases in the back you see are also filled with journals and a couple books for fun, and some of those you do see are Gerald, you notice, are while most things in this home are very humble, some of his books seem a little bit more pricey, extravagant. He obviously takes great pride in his personal library, even though it's not very big. Your average kitchen home. Changa, you rolled the highest. And as you start looking around the bedroom of this home, you start going and opening drawers and flipping through them and seeing what you can find. And as you do, you've got one hand underneath of your four hands, underneath in the second drawer, and you're feeling around in there as you open the top one, and you're feeling around with your upper arm, and your finger seems to catch on something attached to the top of the inside of the drawers. And
Okay, so with what I imagine is little tiny claws. I think because that's how
they have their
arms
little things.
that- Yeah, they have the little things. I think spiders have them too.
Yep.
You can't
The
see
little
it, but that's
paws.
the little paws. Yes. So with my little paws, I will pick at and take out whatever is there.
You take, and it seems to be stuck a little bit, and you pull it down. It had some sort of adhesive on it that you weren't really expecting. and in your hand seems to be a small, smooth river rock.
Is there anything else within those drawers, like the top of them, that could be in there?
You feel around, and you don't really feel much.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna bring it to Shari.
Oh, yes. Did you find
show
something?
her. Rock. I feel like rock is not normal rock. This was placed in a very precarious position, in a drawer, hidden away. So I feel like rock could be danger rock.
Yes, but I have another instinct. Perhaps a sending stone. May I see it?
Yes, you may.
And I will use one of my spell slots to cast Identify.
You cast Identify, and it is in fact one part of a sending stone. You can see very finely written on it, just tiny little runes.
Trying to contact you about your car's extended warranty.
No, for Joe to be, we're trying to contact you about your missing child support payments.
Oh God, throw it!
considering that his fatherly figure might be on the other side of the stone, that would be his.
Well, according to my magic dear, it is indeed a sending stone. It is one half of a sending stone, so I imagine this is either the Raptor's sending stone or it's Sergeant Alden's. The Raptor, I would imagine, would go to probably Barnabas, gesturing to Gerald, or if it's Sergeant Alden's, I don't know.
Raptor?
Yeah, the one who was impersonating Sergeant Alden. The one that we just kind of sleepified.
I see. When you said raptor, I thought of a mythical creature that existed long time ago. So my
You know, when they were described to me, I did as well.
okay. At least this terminology.
Here it is a type of person.
I understand now. I didn't understand before, but now I understand. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we should talk to Gwen first, but perhaps we should use it in some way and see who's on the other side.
Joe holds up a hand. Yes, but not quite right away. If it is going to Barnabas, he's going to be expecting a certain voice behind it.
This is true.
Either Alden's, if he's remaining fully in his role, or whatever the raptor actually sounds like on my head. I did only hear a couple of words before I stabbed him in the chest.
We should wait until after an interrogation then. At least that one of the magic users can mimic.
One of them is myself, and I have some personal questions. But we have found potentially his communication device, another sweep of the house, and just to make sure, and I will then head to the rendezvous with our friend. Let's call him a friend at the moment, because I don't want to be angry at him at the moment.
The Raptor friend?
Yes, if I'm angry at him, my questions will be very, very not helpful.
That's understandable. I'm gonna take out of my bag of holdings a string and a piece of paper, and wrap the string around the rock and attach the paper and write "Sending Stone," and then under that write Sergeant Alden's / Red Raptor.
Okay.
And then, unless anybody else would like to carry it, and I just kind of hold it over my bag of holding.
You hang on to it for now.
I think it's safe in your bag.
Alrighty.
I was about to say hands, but
The hand situation in Humblewood is
Yeah, it's just kind of ambiguous.
Yeah. Ambiguous phalanges.
Yes.
Indeed. Gerald's going to do one more sweep of the house, see if he can't find either another one stashed somewhere or anything like a stash of notes or anything that would pertain to what he was here to collect.
Okay, well, like I said, for one, you did notice an assortment of notes that are coded on the desk, multiple journals on the bookshelves. I will say you rolled what was your, Showery, you rolled a 20, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, with a dirty 20, as you start to now that you're done fucking with the door, noticed amongst the piles of paperwork on the desk are a couple of maps of the wooded areas. Some of the areas that you recognize, some of the areas look like they're much more, due to the nature of his job, he kind of created his own little, this is actually a really good way to get around.
Okay.
Kind of a thing.
I was about to ask if I could roll a history check to see if I can match that with some of the maps that I own. Just in my head.
Do you have those maps on you right now, or are they back at the house?
I think my big one is back at the house, but I have a few in my bag of holding.
Make a history check for now, and then we'll do another one later with your big map, I guess, if we need to.
That went off the table.
The messages.
Okay, so I have to send a photo of what happened to this one, and it's a 1, but it's on top of 2 other dice. So I don't know whether you want me to accept it or not.
That counts as cocked. But
okay.
That's pretty fucking amazing.
Oh, that's much better. 19 plus 8 history is a 27.
27. What maps do you have? Do you have any idea personally what maps you have on you right now? Like what areas they are?
I have Humblewood, an area around my town, and I think I got one of the area directly around the Alder Heart. Or the Alder Tree.
Oh, okay. Taking a look really quick at... That can go away. When I find my map, wherever I put it, where did I put my map? There it is.
Where's the map? Where's the...
You do recognize a couple of, because this is, you find multiple little, like, area chart kind of maps.
Mm-hmm.
There are some that look very familiar to around the Alderheart. And I'll say, because you live to the east and north of the Alderheart is where you're from.
I think so, yes. I'm in the southern area of the Humblewood. Southeast.
Is it southern or is it eastern? Why did my mind
It's eastern, but also like southeastern. I'm not sure if the Alderheart is lower than that little peninsula thing. That
You're
goes
from
out.
the Whitladders, right? Or were you from Honey Pond?
Neither of those. Let me see here.
Panera?
Branchbourne.
Where?
Branchbourne.
Branchbourne is south. Okay. You don't... There is a couple charts that look like they follow the... I don't know why I really thought you were a Whitladder. Guessmate, you see a couple that look like they're probably on the northwestern side of Guessmay's Branch, was one of the rivers right near where you lived. Closer to the town that was directly, like, along the town that was directly north, and then it just catches, like, the tail end of the Alderheart. And then there are a few that you don't... Well... It was a 27?
Is a really high roll, so it's hard to...
27?
Yeah. I can understand. It's kind of hard to judge how much to give out.
At least one of the maps kind of looks like he possibly had found and charted a bit around that old ruin that you found
Oh, okay.
a while ago.
Yeah.
But this is
I'm definitely going to be taking all of these.
Yeah. It looks also like there's nothing of the interior of that so whatever there's you don't see anything that would indicate like I've seen the whole mansion before it was destroyed. Like you don't get any of that.
Yeah, just the area around it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they definitely scream take these and like match them up later to the maps that I have and to each other and all of that. I go ahead and pass along what I just discovered in basic form.
Okay.
Yeah. Stash them all into my bag of holding.
Okay. Are you taking any of the notes as well? Or just the maps?
Just the maps for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Gerald's going to have a look at some of the notes and see. He's also going to look at some of the paperwork on the desk and compare and try and see if he can differentiate handwriting.
Make 2 different intelligence checks for me, please.
Okay. First one is 16.
Okay.
Ooh. Second one is better. 21.
Okay. The 16, as you're looking over the paperwork, it mostly seems to be just one individual's handwriting. You haven't really seen any of Sergeant Alden's handwriting. You guys met him in the midst of combat in the middle of a street. And then later in the forest outside, and then at a bar afterwards. Like, you haven't had much time to just, like, socialize with the guy and find out what his handwriting looks like.
Which is fair. He's also looking like, all right, this paperwork's done by one person, and then he was looking to see if there's someone else's handwriting amongst these.
There's
he's looking for. He doesn't know what his handwriting looks like. He's looking for consistency more than defining feature. He's looking for a changing consistency.
You don't see any other handwritings. Except for maybe a couple notes here or there that are signed, Speaker Nightfeather, Speaker, or... Yeah, you see the ones from a couple of the speakers that that he technically works for Warwick, but he also, no one realizes I'm also working for Conrad. So you see a couple of things like that. But no handwriting pretending to be his. It all looks like it's just his and, a couple other more official notes.
Okay. Well, granted, the guy's only been Alden for maybe a couple of days at most, as far as we're aware.
As far as you're aware.
Yeah. Or at least he's been in town for at least a couple of days, according to everyone we've been able to talk to. So, yeah, probably. If anything, Alden's gonna have more paperwork when he gets back. Cause hey, no, he wasn't even doing my paperwork. Fucking asshole. Could have really signed my shit.
Is anyone pointing out any of the paperwork they found? Actually, I'm going to ask you this specifically, Gerald, because of your second role. Are you pointing out any of this stuff to, Zinzi's?
I shared my map data.
Because she's a guard.
Yeah, he's going to, draw attention. Yeah, he'll draw attention to it and see if he'll probably ask Zinzi's if she notices any specific things that a guard might notice.
What the fuck would I notice? I thought I'm still a dumbass after getting distracted by a neighbor right now.
So at this point, I'm because what he's looking at is specifically notes written by a member of the Perch Guard. You might be able to pick up on some. And he rolled. What was your second roll? It was a
21.
I didn't roll a second roll.
21? Oh, Gerald. Sorry, I'm trying to. My brain pointed up and then realized you can't see who I'm pointing at. Gerald rolled a 21 about the notes that you saw, and it's kind of hard to understand some of the lingo, which is when you pull Zinzi's in. And Zinzi's, as you're looking at some of these notes that are on the desk, a lot of it is more spycraft stuff that you're like, I don't fucking know. But then you also see different notes about tracking perpetrators, different individuals you weren't expecting to see in the town. You see a lot, actually, Zinzi's about, both of you, about, it looks like he's currently trying to track, missing persons. But a lot of these missing persons are old files. It's eggs that had been taken, homes burglarized or burned down. Most of the time the families were dead. Or horrendously injured.
Hey, Gerald makes the face. It's like,
Sorry, as someone who's been binging BuzzFeed Unsolved all day today, I'm kind of desensitized to this at this point.
Mm-hmm.
that's fair.
Also, sorry, I'm finding it really hard to focus tonight.
That's okay.
Good.
If you can't, don't worry. If you need to take the week off, I understand. And if you want to hang out, that's cool too. But yes.
And then Zenzi's just looks at all this. She just goes, I don't know. It seems like he's just trying to crack a bunch of cold cases. At least Alden is. I don't know what the other guy was doing.
You look over the description of the place. It's like, Conrad and I talked about this once.
What?
The missing eggs. I think I'm one of these cases. He said that a long while ago, these string of kidnappings and egg nappings happened, and he suspected Barnabas to be behind it.
Did I just crack a cold case just now?
It's standing next to you. I found one.
I found the missing child. I've got the child.
Yeah.
Honestly, Zenzi's does not know how to respond to that. She's just like, I did not expect you to say that.
I did not expect to find out that he was looking into these cold cases.
By the way, did anyone find any sort of communication device? I just now remember that's why we're here.
Chunga
Found a
found a
sending stone.
sending stone. We're not
Knew
sure
it.
who it is. But he looks towards her. I mean, I personally think it's our friend in the jail right now, because it was... Where did you find it? Hidden somewhere?
It was very well adhesed to the top portion of a drawer.
Yeah, it's probably his.
If you want to hide something, that's what you do.
Yeah.
Very,
Street smart.
very thorough.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to stay engaged. I really am.
It's okay. It is all right.
I like how the two people who are good, who are the best at investigating this are the cop and the criminal. Very
Oh
nice.
god, it's fucking Zootopia all over again.
Ah.
Yes.
Oh God, wait, it really is.
It's a missing persons case.
The missing person's case.
In a world full of animals.
If raptors and omnivores start to go feral, oh no.
We look for the blue flowers. And never trust the sheep. Even if it's adorable.
Why don't we trust the sheep?
Yeah, I had
Zootopia.
that same question. I don't even
reading
know what a
this
sheep
video.
is. And why shouldn't we trust it?
Okay, well, that's some questions I'm gonna have for the two of them later. We have the stone, but if we just go talking into it willy-nilly, they might catch on that he's been compromised. Gerald will go into his bag of holding and hold out a map to Shari. This is a map that he made of the thieves routes. That like the ones that
Another one.
the ones that sort of like that I get for being a former.
Right. So
Very
what you have is more like the Humblewood map, but it's much more cruder. It's general, and it has just individual paths that are not the beaten path that most people have. So this is like adds alternate routes.
Yeah.
I would like to memorize those so I can add them to my big map.
Gerald.
There's a feat for that. It's called Keymind.
Yeah.
Well, then I might either ask him for it later or make a roll to remember.
We'll make it a thing later to add an
Yeah.
intelligence check to see how much you can remember.
Yeah, Gerald. For the time being, we'll lend it to Showery and say, all right, these are. It's a rather crude map. It's not particularly my specialty. But these are side paths that we would use all throughout the wood, off the beaten path that were still clear enough that we could get away quickly or get somewhere a bit faster. That's come in handy a few times. If you can, again, I apologize for the quality. See if the maps that you've collected here and the bigger map, you can perhaps line them up to see if any of these locations he was looking into also align with our old thieves' paths.
This is a great resource. Thank you. I shall add it to the task.
Okay. Barring any more nosy neighbors.
Speaking of nosy, perhaps we should go check on Gwen.
That's exactly what I was about to do. Meanwhile,
How dare you?
Gwen, you have finished carving your glyph of warding, I believe it was. Is that what you picked?
Casting, dear. I'm not about to carve it directly into the wood.
That's something Zinc would do.
Oh, Zink uses chalk for his spells usually, like for teleportation and just because it's messier. So Gwen is has just finished and is gonna go check on what's his nuts.
Which one is what's his nuts?
The gentleman who I'm protecting.
Speaker Conrad, who is currently upstairs in his office, where
Yeah.
you left him.
Yes, that's the one.
Someone is enjoying some Zelda.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You can't say that at the same time as these sounds.
No, you must be mistaken. So yeah, Gwen, beforehand, Gwen is gonna go brew some more tea, ritually cast Tensor's floating disc again, and then bring up just like a plate of like fruits and vegetables and maybe some like bread that's been taken apart after being warmed in the oven. If there's any like spreads or like dips.
Charcuterie board.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Charcuterie board. Charcuterie mama. So yeah, she's gonna put together like a whole thing. Tensor's floating disc, get upstairs. And just hello.
Hello. Sorry. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
For a dinner party, you certainly didn't have much dinner, did you?
Well, we didn't exactly get to the dinner part.
That's all right. Oh well, I finished downstairs. Just don't invite anyone that you'd walk hand in hand, but don't trust to the door with you. It's bound to trigger if anyone who wishes you grave harm. For example, our lovely doppelganger that we met earlier. It should go off. So you know what? Invite everyone over. Just don't stand at the front door when they arrive.
It's tempting, to say the least.
And if you hear a boom, get out of here. Because that means somebody who's trying to kill you has just tried to come in the front door.
Well, you are aware of my line of work. There could be many individuals.
Don't I ever. I was going to head out. Did you want anything before I left, though?
No, I'm all right. I appreciate you all coming when you did.
Yes, it could have been quite a different outcome if we had not. But any excuse to wear a fancy dress like this.
Yes, you all look very lovely in what I've seen,
Oh, stop.
considering circumstances.
Will you please join us for brunch tomorrow? It's the least we can do, and it'll just ease my mind to know that you got maybe a little bit of rest and a little food in you.
I certainly will get rest, I promise you that much. And I will do my best.
All right, well, if you send a cancellation, we'll know something's awry.
Fair enough. He's kind of absentmindedly rubbing on his chest where he had been stabbed.
Yeah. Do you want me to take a look at that, dear?
Oh,
I'm all right, thank you. It's
All
been
right,
well
well-
healed.
All right, well, if that's all, then. I hope you don't mind. I was sort of rifling through your paperwork earlier, and I found a few odd spells that I thought would be intriguing. Would you mind if I copy them into my spellbook?
DM speaking. What spells?
Oh, Gwen leveled up, so I'm just trying to figure out an excuse to have new spells.
Got you.
Yeah.
I'm like, did something happen that I'm not aware of?
So, Meteor Swarm, Greater Teleportation, Arcane Gate, you know, the basics. It's fine.
sorry. My ears heard that as arcane gay. I'm just like,
I cast Arcane Gay. Everyone's a homosexual now. Ooh, 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 ooh.
With this group? Wait.
Showry suddenly
Were we
experienced
already?
feelings of sexuality.
Yeah, right? The ace is like, I don't like it.
Wait, you're just telling me now that I'm queer? Sorry, I'm delayed on reaction right now.
Yeah. Sorry, Paige, you're queer now.
Oh my god!
Arcane
You
gay.
all waited to tell me now?
You would.
We try.
Genuinely, how you reacted when you came out. Like, you all knew. Yeah, and you didn't tell me?
Yeah.
The
whole time.
I have to go. I have to go. I have to go.
He's kind of back to very absentmindedly kind of just staring off and just kind of nods.
All right, dear. By the way, the tea that I made you earlier will help perk your alertness, but this is lavender to help you with the sleep. You poor dear fellow.
Counterproductive, but I will. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, I brewed it quite strong, and she sort of like she puts her little pawed hand on his. He's a corvum.
Yes.
On his beak. In just like that way that like you better take care of yourself, because if you make me come back here, I will smack you. But like the loving way of doing that.
The mom.
Yeah. Or the auntie who's like, get into
I will
trouble,
beat your
but
ass.
not so much trouble that I can't get you out of jail.
Right.
Yeah, that, and then she'll sort of like waddle out. I'll return these in the morrow, and she pulls up the spells.
Okay. You head out. Speaker Avery is still kind of lingering downstairs. As she sees you leave, she just kind of waves and.
Oh dear! I made a whole charcuterie board. I can put it out. I can put another one together for you.
Oh no, I'm all right. I had eaten I had eaten not terribly long ago. But thank you for the offer.
Well, if you do get peckish, there is some grey stuff. It's delicious. I don't know what it is, but it's certainly much more appetizing than it looks. There's some lavender tea on the kettle if you plan on staying.
Oh, not much longer. Just making sure everything has fully calmed down before I head back.
All right. I invited Speaker Conrad for brunch tomorrow. You're welcome as well, of course.
I might take you up on that. Thank you.
We have about 14,000 pastries, so we're doing everything we can to help diminish our supply there.
She has like this slight flicker of confusion in her expression before it jumps back into its like peaceful smile she usually has. Just a little.
14. You know, it takes an army sometimes, so it's best if we have delicious pastries on hand. And with that, Gwen is just gonna sort of like kind of give like a curtsy. Let us know if you need anything else, or if anything else comes up. Don't hesitate to contact me. Oh, have you been over since we've remodeled?
I have not.
Oh, I've just put in the nicest hot tub. You must partake. If not tomorrow, soon.
All right, I might take. I'll take you up on that at some point, I'm sure.
Okay, all right. Well, until then, cheerio.
Have a good night.
You as well. By the way, if you're planning on murdering Speaker Conrad, take the back door.
It was not my intention, but it's good to know.
If he gets too cantankerous before you depart, just to be safe.
All right.
And with that, Gwen will wave and exit through the front door, check her work just to, be proud of it. It is literally almost like when you use glue and it dries, just like a very, very, very subtle sheen of an arcane mark on the door.
I like it.
Yeah, and it does glitter in the moonlight, but aside from that, like you have to like really be looking for it in order to notice that it's there. So, and then yeah, Gwen's gonna sort of pull out some copper wire and say, "Sorry, dear. I hope you're within 120 feet of me because that's the range of the spell. But how are things going?"
You do not get a response because Showery's in a completely different area of the Elder Heart. It's big.
Is it 120 feet down beneath me?
The branches kind of go out, so it's kind of
okay.
angled. Zinzies, you look like you were about to say something?
I was about to say, don't we all have necklaces?
Oh, yeah.
You do. You do.
Oh, if only I could get in touch with...
There we go.
She detects sass. And she's like, oh, yes, this thing. She taps on it. Sorry, dear. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, Gwen.
Oh,
Have you done it, Conrad's?
This invention is delightful, dear. Yes, where would you like me to meet you at the house, or do you need assistance wherever you're at currently?
Just one moment, let me confer. DM. Where are we in the timeline?
I say at this point is about between the conversation Gwen had with family, or with Conrad, and the fact that it takes an hour to make the mark. You guys are just wrapping up.
Okay. Well, it seems like we're just wrapping up here. I think we were gonna head back into town so we could check the inmate, or person that we apprehended. Gerald, Chonga, Zinzies, is there anywhere else that you think we should go? Do you think Gwen should meet us here, or should we go meet them?
I think we should go interrogate the guy.
Agreed.
Yes, just how about meet us at the guard station?
I pass it along.
Oh, gods. I don't know if I can deal with more gods. Tell you what, I'll meet you at the house. I'm going to take a long soak. And if you come up with anything, just let me know, dears. I'll have some pastries warmed up for us. Perhaps if you could grab some orange juice or some other fruit juices on your way home.
Keep an eye out. I believe we all hear this conversation as well. Anybody with a necklace?
Yes.
It's like a fucking walkie-talkie.
It is.
Lindsay
It's exactly
jumps
a
at the
walkie-talkie.
sound of voices in her head.
Gwen is just using it as like message because, you know, she's still adjusting to it. All right, dear. Well, have good luck and let me know if you need anything.
See you tonight.
I would just like to interrupt this to say I have like ribbons up on my wall and they've given me cat ears.
They do.
Yeah, it took me a while to realize that's not part of your headphones. Like longer than I care to admit.
No, they're my like little cords, and I got my graduation cap over there. But then when I sit over here,
Yeah,
Ears.
perfect cat ears.
perfect cat ears. Okay, that was all I had to say. Thank you.
That's amazing.
All right.
Perfect.
So Gwen, you step out of the house and into the night air. You see Rivia leaning on the the pillar of the gate as you come out, and kind of leans up a little bit as you step forward towards her. Don't know if you plan on saying anything to her.
Gwen is going to offer her thermos, which you put a little bit of that lavender tea in.
She'll happily take some.
I added mint. I hope it's all right. I'm going to head back to the house, but they went to the guard station. If you'd like to either join me or go there or do your own thing.
I think I will join you this time.
You're incredible, by the way. I don't know if I've told you, but you've been a wonderful help with everything we've been working on. So even though your player character isn't here, kudos.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
And Gwen's just gonna sort of like take her arm, and then I guess they'll walk together until they don't.
Alright. You two head back towards the house, and the rest of you head towards where the council chambers are, as the council grounds is where the jail is. And I need to pull out my map. I have too many source books.
Said no one ever.
I don't know if that's true. Alright, so... Where is my map? There it is. You are heading towards the Council Plaza in the upper levels of the Alderheart Canopy Market. Or upper parts of the Alderheart Canopy. It is above the Canopy Market. So, as you approach the outer gates, you are once again greeted by the perch guard posted outside of the plaza grounds. You can see there's a little bit extra fortification considering the evening's events. Even after, as you're walking through to the plaza, you notice there is a little bit more of a bustle in the gate of the perch guard steps, as they are now on considerably higher patrols. You come towards the gate and they start to put their hand up and see who you all are and motion for you to enter. You are all well aware as to where the prison is. Who is heading in that direction? Are you all going inside?
I am.
I am.
I'll be behind Gerald.
Okay. You all enter where the jailhouse is kept. And sitting behind a desk is a smaller, yet still somehow tough-looking Finch, who kind of looks up from the papers and goes, "Huh, I was told to keep an eye out for you. Yes. And kind of motions to another individual, and another member of the perch guard, a Strig this time, steps over and motions for you all to follow. Much deeper into this prison than when you had visited Frey, you find a solitary cell towards the back, and leaning against the wall, not moving, you see the figure of the raptor that you helped cause the incarceration of.
As
It
we
has-
walk up,
Okay.
Showery's gonna reach into her bag and grab some goggles that some people may recognize. She picked them up with some loot, and she's going to put them on. That's it.
Okay. Are you using them right now?
No, they're for insight checks later.
Okay. Alright. You come to the outside of the cell. You see the individual leaning against the wall, head down, kind of wings tucked around. Awake now. Doesn't look up, doesn't acknowledge any of you there. The guard who led you to the cell kind of looks in and looks over at you and goes, hasn't said a word. Your problem now. And walks away.
Sounds about right. Gerald takes off his hat, sort of sets it on like a little small table where they'll set the food before they set it in there. Sets it on there. Actually, he doesn't know if Shaori or Jungle have seen this. I think he's seen it a few times where he sets down the hat, no longer under the effect of the hat of disguise, and his feathers turn stark white.
I think I've
A
seen it
white
once.
man? No!
A white man!
No! What did
security
security
do?
do?
Nothing!
Nothing! Typical! Speaking of security, as the guard walks away, Zinzi's, you are handed a ring of keys, as you are also a member of the guard.
I just stand by the cell door and I watch.
Gerald sort of loosens up, puts his hand on the bar as he looks at him. I have to admit, this is a bolder move than I would give him credit for.
Doesn't move, doesn't respond. Oh my god. I look up to see Moth Face.
Yes.
Muff. Behold, Muff. He sort of looks him over. So how is the old man? Still cantankerous and a pain in the ass? Would it be inaccurate to call you brother?
Can I interrupt just for one moment? As Gerald asks the question and the raptor doesn't answer, can I use my channel divinity to read his thoughts? I have one more use left.
Okay.
It's a DC 15 wisdom saving throw.
Is it... The spell is read thoughts, not detect thoughts?
It's a channel divinity read thoughts.
Okay. Just read it out to me so I know what to expect.
Okay?
I know that
As an
detect thoughts. I've learned that one. I don't know read thoughts.
Yeah. As an action, you use this channel divinity to choose one creature that you can see within 60 feet. That creature must make a wisdom save of 15. On success, you cannot use this feature on it again until you finish a long rest. On failure, you can read its surface thoughts while within 60 feet for a minute. During that time, you can cast a suggestion as an action on the target without spending a spell slot.
Okay.
So I get surface thoughts for a minute if he fails, and I can cast suggestion on him.
Okay. Let me pull.
Which I believe is another save.
And it's a wisdom save?
Correct.
What's the DC?
15.
15?
Correct.
He fails.
Awesome. So I get his surface thoughts as Gerald is questioning him. For a minute. If he does not speak after 50 seconds, I will suggest that he tell us everything.
Okay. When Gerald first starts, when exactly do you cast it? The moment Gerald starts speaking? Or after that last question?
Yeah, let's say right after Gerald finishes the question.
And your last question was just, how was the cantankerous old man? Or your last comment was, I don't know if I should call you brother.
My last question was, how's the cantankerous old man?
That one,
Comment
sorry.
was, would it be inaccurate to call you brother?
I meant the first one. When he was referring to Barnabas.
Yeah.
Okay. The moment he starts referring to Barnabas in an insulting way, it's a lot of... Oh, this fucker.
Okay.
Fucking lab rat thinks he knows shit. Okay. And when he asks, I don't know if I should call you brother. It's a lot of... You ain't fucking family. You're a failed experiment.
Well, if he's such a failed experiment, then I suggest you tell us how that happened. Everything. Every detail. I cast suggestion. Another wisdom 15.
Act! Natural 20.
Okay. Let's see. I don't think anything happens if it's a failure. Or a pass.
You do notice that his eyes dart towards you, Shari. Angry. As you've obviously been reading his mind.
Yeah. Suggestion may have not worked. Sorry, Gerald. But I do get a peek in there.
Rough draft.
He says you were a, how did you put it? Failed experiment?
I had a
Or
feeling that was the case.
supposedly not family.
Well, considering how we got to him in the first place, I admit it was a stretch. You know the guy whose face you took? He's looking into that.
Good for him. He finally speaks.
Let's see. I was with him until I was about 17, 18. Odd that I never met you. Doesn't mean that he kept you away from me, or that you're younger than me. Both are possible. Does he get irritated if you call him father? Always pissed him off.
I'm very interested in his thoughts on that comment.
That comment specifically?
Yes.
That's a lot of... Stupid fuck. You have no idea. Just so useless. So ridiculous. You
Okay.
really think I'm gonna tell you shit?
He kind of smiles a bit. He can't hear these thoughts, but he's just kind of smiling. I do admit, you enjoy my singing, but his eyes sort of slowly raised to him. You do have a lovely voice. Maybe he likes making songbirds out of predatory species. Not sure. There is one bit of curiosity that I do have. Sort of a personal. He sort of looks him dead in the eyes. How old were you when you had to kill someone? I was 9. He stalked you a little earlier, a little later. Big moment.
If you do it right.
So that?
If you do it right.
You almost found out. How's your chest? Itch a little bit. You can think I'm whatever kind of experiment you want. That failed experiment almost took your life. And been so easy.
You got lucky.
No, you got sloppy. You didn't take the contingency of us. Which is a factor it's hard to predict, I will admit.
The guinea pig found some friends. Good for you.
Coming back to me, funnily enough. I repressed a lot of it. It's all coming back.
Is it all coming back to you now?
He kind of lets off a little cough. You have no way of figuring him out.
I tried to when I was younger.
And how'd
Wow.
that work out?
Could never figure out why. Not why he was doing what he was doing. Having one of us in here. It's a lot easier than trying to get someone of the humble folk, which are more abundant. No, that wouldn't work. Can't get to the high society that way. For one of us, in the right position, or with the right face, that's in the right position. Oh, he always did love the long con. Now, what he's particularly after, Conrad, could be any number of things. He's a spy master, for God's sake. The amount of secrets in that man could last that old man a lifetime.
You done?
Not quite. Did I get the lung? I feel like I got the lung. Got a sting, though. Just a bit. No. If you help us, and we manage to actually take him down, which I know is a feat in itself, you might actually survive. Because if he finds out that you failed and compromised, well, you know what he does to failed experiments. Thankfully enough, I got out. But if he had the chance, he would have killed me. And you think you're special, that he won't kill you for compromising a fairly well planned out plan. Or he may just leave you in here. Who's to say?
He just starts smiling as his coughing increases. And he just looks at you and goes, "See, that's where you're mistaken. I know something called loyalty."
He's gonna kill himself. No.
I want to insight check this motherfucker.
I was
Roll an
about to
insight
say,
check.
agreed.
insight
I would
check.
like to also insight.
Oh no!
I will as well, just because I'm the one staring him in the face.
10! Wait,
10?
wait, I have, no, do I want to use my inspiration for this? I don't know.
I got a good roll.
I did as well.
If one of y'all gets a good roll, I'm saving my inspiration.
Okay.
26.
Yeah, I'm saving my inspiration.
25.
his coughing has increased significantly. And Shari, as you still have the read thoughts on, you did earlier pick up on the pain that he was feeling and thought it was from when he had been stabbed.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're reading it, you're realizing, no. And he's got a smile on his face that says, fuck all of you. This is not someone who's going to give up Barnabas at all. And you're watching his breathing becoming more and more labored.
I want to run out and see if there is a cleric nearby.
We have a cleric right here.
I was literally about to say, I'm going to reach in through the bars if I can reach him.
I have the keys. I unlocked the bars.
That's plan B.
Yeah, he is.
Can I reach him?
There, you can't reach him from here.
Okay.
And
I
he's
go
not
to unlock the
collapsing.
bars. I go to unlock the door.
Joe,
I'm going to
Me?
reach in, grab him around the throat, and cast Cure Wounds.
Joe's going to sort of, he kind of has it like grab his arm to keep him from like getting anywhere, and he's going to whisper at him.
It's not that big a cell. It's like one of you can open the door and one of you can come in to
I can still
grab
cast.
him, but you're not both going to be up on top of him to, yeah.
He's still going to cast Healing Word on him.
What would Changa like to do?
Second level. Yes.
I was about to say, could I moth crawl up on the cell walls and also cast Cure Wounds on him from a different angle?
Like you're not allowed to die.
Just seeing what Showery's doing, just deciding to.
Because it's narrow, but it's still tall enough that you both can.
I'm a shorty. I'm only 4'8".
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not fitting
You're
in
not
the
gonna
cell
get
with
two
them.
people side by side here. Like,
Yeah.
especially if two people are grabbing him at once, that's not gonna happen.
I will retract my grabbing statement, but I am still going to cast Healing Word.
Okay, so Zinzi's gets the door open as he's starting to collapse. Showery runs over and grabs him by the neck and casts Cure Wounds, and Changa starts climbing up the wall.
To reach him whenever.
Awesome. Cool. Max healing. 11.
Showery, I need to
Yes.
pull up your character sheet real quick.
Oh boy. Okay.
Do none of us have a diamond on us to revive him?
I do, but I don't have the spell.
Shari, you're a
I
shit
don't-
cleric, but I love you.
I don't know when
I was expecting you on a dinner tonight. I'm sorry. I did not expect to resurrect
Always!
that person.
Always expect to have to revive someone.
All three of you roll your,
By the way,
Healing.
Helen, I love you.
I got 11 points.
Can I roll
Same.
on the D&D Beyond website?
yeah, you should be able to.
How?
If you-
Where's button?
If you click down in the bottom left, there should be something that looks
Roll
like
a
a
dice.
d20,
Aha!
and it'll bring up the dice sets. And you just roll. You did Cure Wounds,
Yes. Hang on.
so you roll a d8 for however many spell slots you use.
Aha! Okay. I cast it.
you did 12.
It says first level, but it's but it's cut. It's gripped with second level, but I press the button, and y'all can look at the button that I pressed. But 12.
I did 11.
Nice.
So 11, 11, 12.
Okay.
And curing of things.
Alright. As you do that, he does let in a ragged but less labored breath And he is going to try, at least. Where is it? To make a unarmed strike at Shari.
Bring it.
He's just like, why won't you let me die?
I'm trying to do something cool here. Different way
In
is
this
to be an older
situation-
brother, not letting his little brother have the cool moment he wants. I really
In
am
this
that
situation,
Background,
should I account
like-
for my shield, or since I'm
No,
reaching
you
in
wouldn't
with one
have your
arm?
you would not have had your
Okay.
shield anyway because you went out to dinner.
I had it. It's
You
on my
brought
back.
your shield to dinner? Okay, well, either way, I mean, you wouldn't have time to
Understand.
get out of the way for this.
Sinzi's is
Just
thinking
wanted
in the
to be
back
clear.
of her head, don't make me drug you again.
Either way, 13. Does that hit?
No, 15 without
What?
shield.
What did Zinzi just say?
make
Sinzi's
me
just
drug
thinking
you
right
again.
now, do I need to drug this guy again?
Yeah, he lunges out with his talons towards you, and you back up as he just leans forwards and goes, "Alright then." And just leans back and doesn't move.
Since may I suggest going to find the town healer or whoever they have on staff that can cure poisons and heal to keep this fucker alive?
Y'all okay staying in here with him?
He's not going in it.
Okay.
I slam the door shut and I lock it.
Good
Don't
thinking.
die while I'm gone.
I'm gonna take the keys with me. I'm gonna go look for like a local cleric who is like notorious for reviving people and healing them.
Okay. Make a... What do you want this to be? Investigation? Or perception? Pick.
Yes. Oh, my spells.
Investigation. 12.
12? That's okay. You do... It's easy to spot. Right in the center of the Canopy Market is a temple to Ardea, who is the goddess of life and light. You're easily able to go in and find a cleric. You actually find a, similar to how Ardea is portrayed, you find a crane who is in these very nice, fine, blue and gold robes that are just lightly draped over as you walk in, and she's... Can I help you? Okay, we are in a rush.
Yeah. How much do you charge for revivifications and or curing poisons?
Do you require both?
Possibly. Depending on how this goes.
Alright. Revivify is a $200 gold diamond, 300 gold diamond?
I'm double checking, but I'm pretty sure. Oh, come on.
I believe it's a 200 gold diamond.
300 diamond. Diamonds worth 300, so not one
Oh,
diamond,
it's there's another one that's 100 or something. I don't know. Either way.
Enough diamonds to equal 300.
but yes. For Revivify.
Well, it's all in all, if you need both, it's about 350 gold.
I'll take it, and I drop 700 gold down.
Just in case we have to do it a couple times.
Why would you need to do it a couple of times?
This guy really wants to die, and we really need him not to because we're interrogating him.
And she taps her town's guard badge.
Sounds complicated, alright.
I want to remove 700 gold, not add. for Gil.
All the gold.
Yeah, I was about to drop 1,000 on this.
I'll follow you.
Zenzi's tries not to go too fast so that the cleric can follow, but she's also kind of antsy.
Despite how old she looks and sounds, she actually moves at a decent pace. She's got like that heron graceful walk.
Just like the...
Yeah, it's just like it's like it steps and we step and we step, but it's long strides.
The length of 2 Zinzis.
Yeah, so I'm actually having to keep up.
It's one of those where it's like you walk with and wait. And then you walk with and wait for the second step. But she gathers up her pouch and she heads with you back towards the jail. In the meantime, Changa, you are up on the roof, the ceiling, whatever. And Shari, you're right there. And Gerald, are you still outside the cell or are you inside?
At the back of the cell. Well, yeah, up against the bars.
Okay, this is now max capacity. There's no one else gonna get in here.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's probably about 15 feet long.
I do have a query.
Okay.
What is this person dressed in? Do they possess anything currently?
They are still in their leathers. Make a perception check as you look over to see if he still has anything of value.
Okay. Does he have handcuffs on?
He is not cuffed.
Ah, okay. Okay, 7.
He was
so that's
unconscious
not
when they
happening.
put him in there. They didn't really.
Okay, that's fair.
Did we not tie him up?
Yes,
I
but
think y'all were
you,
holding him last.
you had him tied with ropes, and when they put him in the cell, the ropes were removed.
Okay.
Hmm.
He also removed any of his weapons and any of it. Gerald has all his shit on him.
You have found his ring, his amulet, and 2 daggers.
And the vicious dagger.
Right.
Does he have shoes on?
Well, he's bird.
Yeah, he's wearing shoes.
He has his bird shoes.
Could I
What is your perception roll, by the way?
It was 7, so
Oh, okay. Yeah, you don't really notice. I mean, he's just wearing. He's got a bandana wrapped around the top of his head. He's got his basic leathers on. Anything that had like a belt or a pouch has been removed, but
okay. Could I possibly do magical tinkering on his bandana?
you're going to reach down to his bandana.
Yeah. Maybe swipe it
Okay.
and then give it back to him.
Make a dex check.
I also have not removed my talent, by the way. If that in any way affects this roll.
That is true.
That's an 18.
Okay. I'll say you're able to grab the bandana.
Okay. So I would like to do some magical tinkering and
While you're thinking, I would like to keep one of my fingers on his artery to consistently check his pulse as everything happening.
fair. I had one idea and then I thought of another one as soon as I was about to do the first idea, and now I don't know which one
Is better.
Yeah. I could either record a little song message that will run him crazy, or make it smell rancid.
Honestly, I
And then
think
he's
the
stuck with it.
Activate the second one until
Make it the sound of drums.
I was gonna do hit this smarter than my toes. Hit this smarter than my toes. Yeah, yeah, smarter than my toes. I'd rather watch Squidward's nose. I was gonna make it a little bit of Squidward's nose.
Oh my
Is that a
lord.
local ditty? I haven't heard that one.
The song
Song I
my
can
sisters
never
and I
fucking
created. We never sing it in front of our family. Yeah, is that okay?
I think that might cause him to just spontaneously die.
That I'm going to give him a little ditty on his bandana, and then once I've given him the little ditty, place it back on his head.
He just hears it 24/7 in his head.
And even if he removes the bandana, wherever he puts it, he will still hear the sound of Squidward's nose.
Okay.
Until of course, oh god, until of course I like.
Are you putting
I can
it?
take
Are
it
you
off.
like wrapping it back around his head? Because otherwise, if you're just gonna put it down, he's not making any moves to put it back on.
Do you think I'd have to like wrap it back around his head for it to be
To stay
secure?
on? To stay on, yeah. Because otherwise, it's just gonna like flop.
Okay?
He's also
I
has
will-
someone like sitting on his chest, more or less.
That's fair. So I'm going to, with help of my hands, tie it back on his head and like also say it looked a bit loose. I thought I could help.
As you reach down
Okay.
to do something as intense as to tie a bandana on the back of his head, he is going to grab for you.
I would like to attempt to grab his arm as soon as he makes any kind of movement.
Well,
I should get a slight.
Technically, you do have him in kind of a grapple.
Yeah, I should get some kind of heads up that he's about to move through his muscles.
Yeah, no, you feel him as he's moving, and you're able to, because he rolled only a 9, because he's not that strong, he's just dexterous, and you're able to kind of grab his arm and put it back down.
You didn't say the magic word.
He is still he's not necessarily struggling against your grip. You do notice that his heart rate does keep fluctuating. He is obviously still poisoned. But he is not saying a word.
Do I hear at all that little ditty that Chunga invoked into the bandana?
Yes, you do.
Hey,
Awesome.
I'm going to use the necklace. Hey, Zinzies, do you have any more of that special glue?
Oh, I used it all up.
Well, darn. We might have to pick some more up tomorrow. I have an idea. And just this evil grin spreads across my face as I'm looking him directly in the eyes.
Okay, well, I'm on my way back to the cleric. It's just each step she takes, I have to take 2. And then pause.
Understood. See you soon. Ish.
Because of being both short and also being too fast for the person you're walking.
So Chonga has now left the cell and is chilling inside of it.
Can you fit through the bars?
Wait, are we like locked in the cell?
Zinzi's locked us the fuck in.
there with him.
Yeah.
Can I crawl between the bars?
No, you can't. This
Yeah.
is where the DM just goes, no.
Alright. Well, I'll still chill on the ceiling so it's less crowded for...
I'm sorry, but I gotta do that song with the kazoo. What if it's just in kazoo form?
That's amazing. That is
I love
amazing.
that.
Or better yet for our group, Zinzi's hinting to play it on the trumpet.
Every time I play it to attack, this poor raptor is across the fucking country and has a panic attack.
He did get duded. There's a thing
Yeah.
that happened. All he heard. Anyway,
All right.
Oh, beautiful.
Are you guys doing anything else before Zinzi's arrives?
not quite. He's gonna make sure that he's no longer poisoned.
Oh no, he's definitely poisoned, and he has still his breathing
Yeah.
is starting to get labored again.
This guy's pulse is getting pretty weak, guys.
Yeah, Daryl is gonna. So basically, he's gonna like, oh, will you stop dying? Just throw another healing. Show him a short. Stop dying.
Unfortunately, don't have lesser restoration at the moment.
Oh, I do.
Perfect. You can heal
At
him.
least I think I do. Hang on, I saw it 2 seconds ago. Let's see. Where are you?
The whole time, the whole time,
The whole time.
Bro, I
Gerald, what
don't
did you
know
heal
what
him
I
for?
got.
11.
Yeah, lesser restoration.
Lesser
I
restoration.
believe
All
that
right.
does poison.
I believe it removes one condition.
Oh,
which would
yeah, it
include.
Yeah. Oh, should I have done that the whole time?
The whole
Oh.
time.
Didn't know. It's fine.
Right, I
Shari's
thought-
up there. As Shari has him pinned down, she's just like, I just wish I had that one spell. And you're like, oh yeah, I have that. And then John.
Oh. Okay.
Sorry, I often forget what's in my arsenal. I thought
You
that
know, that is
lesser-
quite understandable when you have a large repertoire.
Granted, I also thought that cure wounds also cured status positions and healed.
Yeah,
so my
me
brain's
too.
just like, I thought my brain's like, wait a minute, is that what it does?
Yeah, I thought that covered it. And I was like, my brain heard lesser restoration and thought it was cure wounds, but like not as effective.
Makes
No,
sense.
no. There's
The
lesser
restoration is
restoration
the
and there's
status is
greater
level.
restoration. It's lesser than the greater, but it's a different
Yeah.
spell altogether.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I guess I'll cast lesser restoration on this boy.
Okay, so you cast lesser restoration, and his breathing does become much less labored.
Okay.
But
Hang
he's
on,
looking
give me
more
2
pissed.
Seconds. My computer is about to die.
Uh-oh.
no.
Thank you now.
That's the way to find the lifeblood of computer.
Well, it would definitely seem that did the trick. And I give a smirk and kind of squeeze his neck just a little bit.
I swear to God, if I arrive right after that.
You do.
There's a
Well,
little bit of a
just in
pause.
case, he might have more poison tucked away somewhere. You don't know.
True.
I
We
have
don't know how he
cyanide
poisoned
tooth
himself.
or something.
There is a little bit of a pause, and then Zinzi comes bursting in as he's starting to struggle a little bit in your grasp.
We're here. Ah,
Oh, great.
I hear
Perfect.
we're in need of some restoration of some sort.
Potentially. We found someone who has it, but he may also be up to more shenanigans.
Yes. Just do it anyways.
Zinzi drops the keys upon hearing y'all say that you already restored him. Your tail puffs up and your ears flatten.
To be fair, it only just happened.
It's a mix of a
Oh, good luck getting yourselves out of the cell. And she takes the keys, pockets them, and goes to the furthest corner of the room and sits on the ground and pouts.
I just sigh and look at Gerald.
No, your help is still very needed. I just found out that I had a thing,
She's in the
What?
corner pouting.
but I'm sure it's not totally effective.
I see. I'm very confused.
Us too.
Gerald, would you mind? And I reach into my bag of holding and pull out my my lock picking set and just kind of gesture to him as I keep my other hand on.
Yeah,
Fuck
Gerald's
face.
gonna just kind of put his arms around and fiddle with the log.
intelligence check first.
Oh,
18.
Using lockpicks has a tendency to break locks. It's not gonna relock very well. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
we might have to pay for a new lock.
What if I unlock it really good? Would that be fine? If I take extra,
I just feel like I should put some, like,
Oh,
information out there.
I'll try to convince the gunslinger to come back over. I'm just saying.
I think that's the best option here.
He'll think he'll put the tools out. Like, 10 days.
Alright, so
We're very sorry about only just discovering that someone had access to the spell you went so hard to go get.
It was my fault. I'm sorry. I didn't understand my arsenal, and it was my fault. And then when I realized that I could do something with it, everyone said, do it. And it was literally moments before you walked in. We did not conspire against you.
No. I'm sorry. It's my fault. I knew what we needed and did not ask if anybody had it available. I just didn't, and I made an assumption, and I am sorry.
Then, Gerald, a set of keys flies in your direction.
He will go and catch them and unlock the cell. And he will let Chunga and Jari out.
You two go ahead. I'm gonna make sure he doesn't move.
Do we still want the healer to heal the not great?
Yeah.
Just try, you know?
Daryl looked over at Jari. Why don't I trade places?
As you wish. And I kind of gesture to where my hand is and
He'll
wait
hand
for you to replace it.
Shari, he'll hand Shari the keys.
Thanks.
Sort of swap places with her. Just kind of standing in front of him.
Reach out. Squeeze out.
okay.
Dear cleric, would you mind giving this man some healing?
I can certainly do that. Yes, of course.
Thank you very much.
One of you who has healing word. What is the dice and how many for a level 3? I don't have my book open to that particular page right now.
3d4, I believe.
4 plus whatever the healing modifier is.
Okay.
So whatever this old lady's plus to her healing is. Spellcasting modifier, I guess.
Alright. You watch as he does seem to breathe a bit easier. Though he's not super happy about that. And he's just glaring up at you, Gerald, as you have him pinned.
He sort of has this, like, he's looking at him. He's been very pretty rough on him thus far. And the whole stabbing. He looks down at him. A part of me wants to say I'm sorry. But I didn't know. He loves keeping secrets. I might have tried to take you with me. Right now. Not sure you would come. But this was a good 2 years ago. perhaps that loyalty hadn't quite set in the 6 years I've been gone. Not
He
loyal.
leans up as far as he can towards you with his angry look on his face and just goes, "Get fucked." Make a dex save for me, please.
Ooh. Dex save. That is 24.
24. Okay. He is able to reach and grab his dagger off of your belt. But as he goes to swipe with it, you are able to get back far enough that he's not able to actually make any contact.
He sort of looks at him, and then he pulls the cell closed behind him, and he sort of holds out his hands. Come on, little brother. Give it your best shot.
He's gonna make an attack at you. Are you outside the cell or you are inside
I'm in
the
the
cell?
cell.
Okay.
I'm inside the cell, and I closed it behind me.
Does a 21 hit?
It does.
Okay. And he only grabbed one of your regular daggers?
Yeah.
I'm assuming?
Yeah.
6 points of piercing damage.
And now that he is quite close, Gerald is going to attempt to essentially grapple him and get the, like, he still has the dagger in his side, but sort of hold him there and just push him up against, basically slam him against the wall. With his hands
Make an
off.
attack roll.
Yeah. I get a bonus.
It's
from that.
it would be an unarmed strike.
I get a little bit extra for my unarmed strike because I have talons.
True.
Although, because of the version, you have the actual module on hand. I know I think you look through the book, but does it actually say what my bonus to my unarmed strikes are?
Instead of a 1, it's a 1d4.
Okay.
For talons, it's 1d4, yeah.
All right. Cool.
And then your modifier. Your
Yeah.
strength mod.
Okay. Yeah, because the version of Strig that I used to build Gerald doesn't have all the details in it, or it was like an earlier version. I don't know which version I used, but it's like an earlier version, so it doesn't put all the things in the right place.
Yeah, I had similar issues building Shouty.
Ooh. Oh, I had to actually roll to attack him. Yeah, I'd say that probably. 22 to hit.
That hits, yeah. So
and-
that's to grab him.
Yeah.
Would be that attack. To push him into the wall, I would say would be your bonus action, and it's opposing checks. So you can use either you would have to use your, it's like with a grapple check. It's your strength, because you're the one grappling, versus your athletics, versus his athletics or acrobatics, because he's the one trying to break the grapple.
Okay.
But in this case, it's not breaking the grapple, it's just not getting slammed into the wall.
Okay. For the record, 7 get max for 7 damage. Right. And so it's a. So you want me athletics? So?
Yeah, for you it would be athletics. And for him, he can use...
Yeah. Not 20 for 24.
Wow. That nat 20 is what saved you because his acrobatics is really high.
Yeah.
If it was not a natural 20, you would not have succeeded. Because his natural 19 gives him a 26. So yeah, you are able to slam him up against the wall, and I'll say, what's your unarmed strength non-talent?
Non-talent
Mm-hmm.
would just be 4.
4. So he just takes an additional 4 points of damage as he gets the wind knocked out of him as he's pushed into this wall.
And just kind of looks at him, dead in the eyes. He still has this dagger in his side. Slams it, like, that's one, and he just kind of looks at him. You can think whatever you want. You can hold on to that foolish, childish loyalty to a man who would sacrifice you in a heartbeat. But no, I have suffered just as much, if not more. Because remember, I'm the rough draft. Think about what he put me through to make sure he didn't have to put you through that. Tested out what worked, what didn't. One of the things that he tested on you is he grabs his hand he has over here, pulls the dagger out of his side without showing any sort of reflex on his face. I can take my hits better than you. I know all of his techniques. I know how he does interrogations. And I've been beaten nice. Where he's older. I won't make you give up him. I won't make you give up our father. But I want the sergeant. I'll even tell Barnabas I'm coming. Just enough time to get him away. So that I can get Olden back. Alive. That might even get you preferential treatment here. Because I guarantee it. I'll make sure you never see the sunlight again. If he dies. I would like to do an intimidate.
Okay. Roll intimidation.
And I'd like to be watching the raptor's face for an insight check later.
Do an insight check.
Ooh, damn. That is a doing math is so fun. 24.
Okay.
30.
Holy shit.
I got a natural 20 plus 7, and I'm wearing those goggles, so I get to roll a d4, and I rolled a 3.
There is a moment, Shari, that you see. There's a slight crack in the facade that he's portraying. You know there is no way in hell he is going to give up Barnabas at all, or go against Barnabas at all. But this is not a good circumstance for him.
Definitely not.
And he is taken aback a bit. It's like he gives one more try to pull out of that grip that doesn't work. It's like when you've been caught by an older And you're just like, I can no? Okay, I live here now. And he just looks at Gerald and goes, well, good luck. I'm not giving you shit. But that fear is still there.
Gerald just sort of smirks a little bit. I'm going to try to do something that I believe I'm able to do with Mastermind. Double check it.
I would like to turn around and whisper into my necklace so that Gerald hears. He's not lying. He won't give them up. But he is very afraid. Keep pushing. I will roll stealth if you wish.
Yeah. Roll sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. 4. 17.
Okay. Yeah, that's successful.
It is a thing I can do with Mastermind. Gerald,
Okay.
he hears the message, and he looks at him, and he's heard him speak throughout this. And Gerald mimics him. His accent, his tone, the inflections that he uses. He mimics him and tells him, I don't know if you need me to, but it would be helpful. Oh, the things I could tell him with this voice of yours. I told you. It's so lovely.
And you don't need an insight to see the look of desperation on his face at that.
I think at that, I'm going to pull out that sending stone and just kind of hold it here.
Shari.
I was spinning it like this.
Shari.
Yes.
The read thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Is that concentration? Or is that
it
still
only
up?
lasted for a minute.
Oh, only for a minute. Okay, okay.
Yeah, it was over long ago.
Yeah, he's
Unfortunate.
looking back and forth to both of you. All of you. With a malice and desperation. And then he just turns to Gerald and goes, your friends should stay the fuck away from the coalition, and maybe they won't find themselves in this situation.
Barnabas is not the coalition anymore. He's a withered old thief who stole some eggs and turned them into monsters. My friends will do whatever they damn well please, whether I warn them or not. And as long as I have them with me, what do I have to worry about? And the likes of a cheap copy. Where is Alden?
Can I use thaumaturgy to change Gerald's eyes instead of mine?
For flavor, sure. Why not?
That's a nice
gets a-
solid red.
Yeah, he gets that like intense red glow, and if I can, kind of make it look like there's fire flickering behind his eyes as he intensifies his voice.
And he just angrily spits back towards you. Near the base. Find it yourself.
His face sort of Just curls into a grin. Thank you. And sort of just tosses him back towards the bunk. Or he turns back towards the cell. Towards the cell door.
I'm watching him if he makes a move off the bed.
No, he is very... He's got that angry, defeated look.
I got another trick up my
As
sleeve.
he just kind of turns towards you all, and then sits back in that position you guys first saw him in when you came to the cell.
Gerald always tries to unlock and open the cell, and he'll step out and sort of tuck his dagger back in and kind of hold this side a bit. He kind of looks over to the cleric. Would you mind?
Oh,
he got me a little bit.
certainly. I think I can help with that.
Thank you, dear.
For the sake of brevity, it just pops you back to full health.
Yeah. He didn't get me for... I don't even know if he told me how much... How much did you say he did?
6.
8?
8 or
Yeah,
6?
Six, you're right. It was 8 healing on him from
I have
the
like
cleric.
52 health. I don't think Gerald generally didn't notice. Generally, like how I usually play off pain is that if it doesn't drop me past 10 health, it's usually I treat it as being shrugged off. Unless I'm a very squishy class. If I'm a wizard, I take 2 damage and I flail. But Gerald's wearing armor. He's a bit more trained. Like he can handle. He can have a light stabbing. He just kind of looks back at him, and since Showery's usually the one facing him, although everyone's facing him can probably see, the look on Gerald's face as he looks back at him isn't the same angry sort of face he was putting on in there. It's just sad. Like, this is a little brother to him, someone who was putting through this similar, if not the same shit he was. A child
Trauma bonding.
Family bonding by me beating your ass in a prison cell. Yeah, but he's just kind of like, I don't know where to go. We should inform Speaker, and he looks over and puts on his more like his like charming face. Dearie, I very much thank you for your services. Is it alright if I let the guards know that they can get a hold of you should he start trying to die again?
Oh, certainly. I'm easily found at the temple for our
He's been wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
Do you think there's a chance that he's going to be, like, What happened exactly?
Well, he tried to kill himself with poison, and we weren't having that.
But he
that's
used up his poison.
See, we don't know. I'm gonna have a talk with the guards, have him strip searched, and put on suicide watch.
Right. Maybe I'll wait here until someone comes back.
Just in case.
Great idea.
All right.
Do be careful.
And she just like looks at him sitting in the back, like, okay, I don't. Okay.
Gerald will go and find her a chair to sit in. Just like
I
put a chair over by the cell and help her into it.
I would like to find.
Go ahead.
I would like to find a guard or someone whom I can ask to have strip searched and put on suicide watch.
Not far from where the entrance of this particular corridor is, you find that Strigg, who had led you there in the first place, and you're easily able to inform him, and he does start heading towards the cell as you all gather and start to head out.
Cool.
Are you all heading back to the house? It is very late at this point. And we have 15 minutes left in the game.
Yes. Gerald's going to swing kind of out on the way back to the house, so that I'm hopefully within 120 feet of Conrad's place.
Okay.
He's kind of swing around until he's about there, so he doesn't have to go all the way back. And he will send him a message, cantrip that I have.
Okay.
And he will say, they have him at the base.
Key point. He said near the base. He did not say at the base.
They have him near the base. We might be able to corroborate with Benna to find the particular spot. We have his sending stone. I can mimic his voice. And that's not part of this. I'm trying to remember how many. Wait, is message limited in the
Message is limited to 6 seconds.
Okay.
Technically, so is sending. It's just sending people figured a general word count for 6 seconds. But
he passes that along quickly. He also said, he's like me. Stolen egg. And then that's the end message.
all you get back is a thank you for the update. And that's it.
Gerald's going to then will make his way back to the house.
Okay. Is everybody else heading back to the house? Alright. You arrive, greeted by Gwen and Rivia. Gwen, what have you been doing?
Gwen is gonna be... Rivia opens the door. Gwen's like in the background, like making dinner. And it's just like, there are moments like this. There are things that I've done. And she's like badly singing the like Celine Dion song. And then as soon as you guys walk in, she's doing like the part where she's like, I finished crying in the instant that you left. Oh, hello, dears. Sorry, just in the zone. I got some interesting feedback from the. Are you alright? You needed a cleric or resurrection spell? Did somebody?
Everything's fine. It's
Oh, good.
it's fine. It's fine.
She like looks you all over just to make sure none of you are bleeding or anything, and then she goes back to making she's making like chicken and dumplings, or
Okay.
maybe not chicken, vegetables and dumplings.
Some dumplings. I love some dumplings.
Everyone said everything's fine, and Gerald's face is the dog with the house on fire. Everything's
Exactly.
fine.
Exactly.
This is fine.
It's great. All right. Does anyone need anything?
Where did I put the wine? I require wine.
Good idea, Gerald. I was just about to say a bottle of wine would be great.
Of course. And she immediately all my cantrips here. Oh, yeah, she just grabs a bottle and like hands it to you. And then she finishes stirring the dumplings, and she starts doling out plates for everybody. Since we didn't actually have dinner, and we all look so wonderful, she's gonna point at this old-timey radio that she found. She's just gonna activate it, and music starts playing.
We'll say it's something that Changa had used her
Yeah.
Artificer power.
artificer creation to make a radio of sorts.
Well, it's more like a
Exactly, yeah.
What is it? Not a cinemagraph. A Vitrola.
Oh.
It's like a record player.
Gerald is going to smile at all the I'll be back. I need to get this breastplate off, and he'll go upstairs.
Just a moment, Gerald. Before you go, I need your desk. I need something to do.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna grab it and take it to my shop.
I'll unlock the door to the office. You can have at it.
I'm gonna grab the desk and either carry it or drag it down to my workshop and work on it.
Okay. He smiles. He's like, and he's gonna close the door. Takes off his hat, looks at himself in front of the mirror, and slips on the ring of disguise and makes himself look like the raptor.
It's basically the same thing as your hat of disguise.
Yeah.
So are you just like, are we like counterbalancing?
Well, it's because the hat, because whenever he uses the hat, he like changes the hat style to go, but this guy wasn't wearing it.
Oh, gotcha. We did make that adjustment. I remember stylistically.
Yeah. He also, because otherwise it looks like this.
Aww.
Yeah,
So
the regular for those watching, the regular hat of disguise looks something like a little sleeping cat. He looks, and then he sort of looks at himself in front of the mirror, and again mimics his voice to practice it. He sort of looks at himself for a long moment and says, He doesn't. By the way, he does not have the stone. Showery still has the stone.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, I have something to report. And that's the close scene on Gerald.
Okay.
Showery's just dragging that desk down the stairs. Clunk, clunk, clunk.
Thank God.
Into
For hardwood floor.
Into her workshop, and then she's gonna set the wine on the floor next to her, sit cross-legged, and just start working on the adjustments.
All right. Yeah. Instead of making a roll, because we got 5 minutes left, I still have one more thing I want to take care of. We'll just say that you start working on that. Chongo, was there anything you wanted to do tonight other than eat your food?
I don't think tonight.
Okay.
Thinking of some stuff, but I might do it later.
All right. Gwen, how about you? Anything in particular you're doing?
Gwen is just vibing. She's really happy that everyone's back. And she feels confident that Speaker Conrad's safe. You do notice that she has changed out of her attire. So she's back in her regular clothes, but she seems happy. And she's just humming Daleen Sion.
Alright.
The Chanteuse.
Zinzies, is there anything in particular?
Nope, nothing. Sorry.
Alright.
Got distracted.
Nothing you
I
want
think
to do
she
tonight
just
before
heads.
bed?
Huh?
Nothing you want to do before bed?
No, probably just clean my weapons and stuff and then head to bed.
Okay.
Lament over the 700 gold I spent.
And mention to nobody.
Mention to nobody that I dropped 700 gold for this cleric.
You got an extended healer in case he tries to pull some bullshit. It's good.
I paid enough for 3 revivifications.
Hey, call it a charitable donation to the church.
Mm-hmm.
All right. As you all head to bed, if any of you need to dip out now, I really only need Gwen for the next few minutes.
Oh, this is
I
gonna be
do
good.
have to dip out.
I figured, my dear.
I do
We'll
have to
see you
dip out
next
because I'm
time.
getting tired.
Buzz.
Bye.
Good night. Sleep
Okay.
well.
Night. Love you, hon.
All right. As all of you take your night's evening's rest and start to drift off into sleep, Gwen,
Mm-hmm.
you haven't had this dream in a while. It's
Very dare you.
less of a dream and more of a memory. You can hear the haggard breathing of your husband on the ground next to you. You can feel that pain racking your body. You can smell the smoke from around the home. And you can hear the individuals laughing after you and your family have been so viciously attacked. And as you look around from your position laying on the ground, barely able to move, you can see the young yet somewhat scarred Mawpock surrounded by numerous other bandit folk. As he gestures to a smaller, young-looking, dark-furred, with the lightest orange tips on the fur, Vulpin. Probably about 5 or 6. And he kind of gestures and puts his hand on this young Vulpin's shoulder and motions her forward. Dagger in hand, towards your husband, laying on the ground next to you. And as he's laughing, encouraging her to prove she can be useful to him, you look up and over the group that had been ransacking your home, attacking your family. And you see amongst them younger, kind of tucked behind the group, watching, not with any malice, but not really much emotion, more amusement of anything. A younger Barnabas. And that is where we will pick up next time. As you wake up from the dream.
Yeah. Gwen, like, wakes up and looks at her hand to see if there's blood on it, and then, like, feels that she's, like, quilled the bed. She's like, ugh, that dream again. And then crawls into, like, a different cubby in her stack of 3 and goes back to sleep slowly.
The clenching of my body, fearing I was gonna hear my fucking name. I'm just like, no. And it's like, oh, I didn't expect that.
I actually heard Gerald when you said that, and I was like, wait, what? But it took me a moment to actually play Barnabas.
You did on purpose. That pause was on purpose.
Somebody's gonna die.
I wonder who.
fun and of murder. Not murder.
Revenge.
But yes, you wake up, Gwen, sweating, gasping for air, just hyperventilating from this dream. Look around, see where you are in your home, safe, years later, and we will pick that up there next time. Thank you guys for joining. I hope we had fun.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Thank you for anyone who decided to join us and watch tonight. We had at least one person viewing, and in the chat, which I really appreciate. I'm sorry that we don't really have time while we're playing to interact with the chat. I do always read it after. I always enjoy reading the comments. I just am a little bit busy. Can't exactly read it during the game. So.
Okay.
But
Did
we
these nice
appreciate
comments?
y'all for being here.
Indeed.
Yes. But thank you so much for joining us. We will see you in 2 weeks' time for Humblewood, hopefully. Unless something happens and we have to do it earlier or later. Shit happens, you know. But yeah. Thank you all for joining us. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.